Atlantis. Just this word alone, spoken aloud like a magical spell, stirs the imagination, creating images of majestic cities, wise rulers, and incredible technologies. A sunken continent, the legendary ancestral home of humanity, a highly advanced civilization that disappeared without a trace into the depths of the ocean. A beautiful fairy tale, a utopian myth, or perhaps a reality, hidden from us not only by the thickness of water, but also by the veil of time, oblivion, and possibly someone's deliberate intent? What if I told you that the knowledge of Atlantis, its technologies, its wisdom, its history, are not irretrievably lost? That there exists a certain group of people, carefully hiding from prying eyes, a secret society that has been preciously preserving this knowledge like a sacred relic for many thousands of years, passing it down from generation to generation, waiting for that very moment when humanity finally grows, matures, and becomes ready for it, for knowledge capable of changing the world? Sounds like the beginning of a captivating science fiction novel, doesn't it? Or like the plot of a movie with an intricately twisted intrigue? Perhaps, but let's set aside skepticism and try to figure out if there is even a spark of truth in these imagination-stirring rumors, legends, theories, and hypotheses. Today we will attempt to lift the veil of mystery that surrounds Atlantis and its supposed guardians, those chosen ones who possibly possess the keys to lost technologies, to the forgotten wisdom of the ancients, to understanding the laws of the universe that are inaccessible to modern humans. Are you ready to embark on this incredible journey at the very edge of reality and myth, where facts intertwine with speculation and science neighbors with esotericism? The history of Atlantis, in the form it has reached us, was first told by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, who lived in the 4th century before our era, in his famous dialogues Timaeus and Critias. These dialogues are not just philosophical treatises, but also engaging narratives, full of vivid images and fascinating details. Plato described Atlantis as a powerful island nation, located somewhere beyond the Pillars of Hercules, modern Strait of Gibraltar, possessing incredible technologies, knowledge, and military might for that time, far ahead of their time and all known civilizations. The Atlanteans, according to Plato, were skilled seafarers, builders, engineers, and scientists. They possessed secrets of obtaining and using unprecedented sources of energy, built grandiose cities and temples, created amazing mechanisms, cured diseases that were considered incurable, and perhaps even knew how to control the weather, cause rain, and calm storms. But possessing such power, the Atlanteans, according to Plato, could not overcome their pride, greed, lust for power, and desire for conquest. They waged war against the rest of the world and for this brought upon themselves the wrath of the gods. As a result of a terrible, unprecedented catastrophe, a series of earthquakes followed by a gigantic flood, the island of Atlantis, along with all its inhabitants and achievements, sank into the depths of the ocean within a single day, disappearing forever from the face of the earth. Since Plato first told the world this amazing and tragic story about Atlantis, more than 2,300 years have passed, but interest in this legend not only does not fade, but seems to flare up with renewed vigor with each new generation. Numerous expeditions, both amateur and scientific, have set out in search of traces of the sunken continent. Researchers, historians, archaeologists, and geologists have constructed the most incredible, sometimes fantastic theories about its possible location. From the Atlantic Ocean, as Plato indicated, to the Mediterranean Sea, from the Arctic Ocean to Antarctica, from South America to Indonesia. Hypotheses have been put forward that Atlantis could have been located in the Black Sea, in the Caribbean Basin, or even in the Sahara Desert. But so far, all these searches, all these years of effort remain unsuccessful. Atlantis, if it really existed as a real geographical object and not as a philosophical allegory, reliably keeps its secrets under many meters of water and sedimentary rocks. And it is precisely here, against the background of these unsuccessful searches and unsolved mysteries, that the intriguing idea of the existence of a certain secret society, a secret order consisting of guardians of Atlantis' knowledge, enters the stage. According to this theory, which is shared by many researchers of paranormal phenomena, esotericists, and simply enthusiasts, not all Atlanteans perished during that terrible catastrophe described by Plato. A small group of chosen ones, the wisest, the most knowledgeable, the most enlightened, who foresaw the coming tragedy thanks to their knowledge, possibly thanks to their prophetic abilities, manage to escape, leave the doomed island, and take with them the most valuable thing, the knowledge and technologies of their highly developed civilization. They scattered throughout the world, mixed with other peoples living at that time, became their teachers, mentors, passing on their knowledge and skills, but at the same time, carefully concealing their true origin and the true source of their knowledge. They vowed to keep the secret of Atlantis until humanity would be ready to accept this knowledge, would be able to use it for good, not for evil as the Atlanteans themselves allegedly did. Who are these supposed guardians? Who are they? Here, the opinions of researchers and supporters of this theory diverge greatly. Some believe that they are direct descendants of the priests of Atlantis, who, according to legends, possess special, almost supernatural knowledge and abilities, could control energies, communicate with spirits, foresee the future. Others speak of certain initiates who received knowledge from the Atlanteans not by inheritance but through mystical revelations, through meditations, through contacts with higher powers, with certain extraterrestrial civilizations, which perhaps were the true mentors of the Atlanteans. Others point to various secret orders and societies that have really existed and continue to exist for many centuries, such as the Rosicrucians, Templars, Freemasons, Illuminati, and other smaller and less known organizations, hinting at their secret connection with the heritage of Atlantis, that they are the guardians of ancient knowledge. Proponents of the theory of a secret society, guardians of Atlantis' knowledge, present as indirect but, in their opinion, very convincing evidence of their existence various phenomena, artifacts, structures that are inexplicable from the point of view of official science, which they believe could not have been created by known ancient civilizations. These include mysterious pyramids found in different parts of the world, in Egypt, Mexico, China, Peru, Bosnia, which in their opinion were built according to a single plan and using technologies inaccessible to people of that time. These include ancient maps, for example the Piri Reis map, which depict unknown lands including Antarctica, not yet covered with ice, which, according to the theory's supporters, indicates that ancient navigators had knowledge superior to our modern understanding. These include technological achievements of the ancients that are inexplicable from the perspective of modern science, such as incredibly precise stone processing, creation of gigantic monolithic blocks, construction of monumental structures that would be extremely difficult to erect even today using modern technology. They claim that all these puzzles, all these anomalies are traces of the influence of Atlanteans and their secret followers, who, hiding from prying eyes, continued to use and improve their knowledge. In addition, as evidence of the existence of a secret society preserving the knowledge of Atlantis, legends, myths, and traditions of different peoples of the world are often mentioned, in which, if you look closely, you can find echoes of the story of Atlantis, its greatness, and downfall. These include tales of the Great Flood, which are found in cultures of different peoples living on different continents, myths about the golden age of humanity, about times when people lived in harmony with nature and possessed incredible abilities, and legends about wise teachers who came from across the sea and brought knowledge, crafts, and laws to people. All these stories, according to the theory's supporters, are not just fabrications but encrypted messages testifying that the memory of Atlantis, its knowledge, and its tragic fate has been preserved in the collective unconscious of humanity, in the depths of our memory. However, skeptics, and there are certainly many of them, point to the complete absence of any direct, irrefutable evidence of the existence of such a secret society, guardians of Atlantis' knowledge. They say that all so-called evidence is just free interpretations, conjectures, fantasies, stretches that have no real scientific basis. They claim that the legend of Atlantis is nothing more than a philosophical parable, an allegory created by Plato to illustrate his ideas about state structure, about an ideal society, and not at all a description of a real historical event or a real civilization that existed. Moreover, skeptics quite reasonably ask the question, if such a secret society really exists and possesses such powerful, such unique knowledge capable of changing the world, why doesn't it manifest itself? Why doesn't it come out of the shadows? Why doesn't it help humanity solve global problems such as diseases, hunger, wars, environmental disasters? Why does it hide if its true goal is the good of humanity, its prosperity and development? Why keep knowledge if it cannot be used? Unfortunately, There are no clear, exhaustive answers to these questions. Perhaps those who call themselves guardians of Atlantis' knowledge believe that humanity is not yet ready for this knowledge, that we, mired in wars, conflicts, ignorance, and selfishness, might use it for evil to harm ourselves and the planet, as the Atlanteans themselves did according to the legend, destroying their civilization. Perhaps they are waiting for a certain sign, some pivotal event, some catalyst that will signal that the time has come to reveal secrets, share knowledge, and help humanity move to a new level of development. And perhaps, and this is quite likely, there is no secret society, no guardians of Atlantis' knowledge at all, and all this is just a beautiful, romantic legend, born of our eternal striving for the unknown, for the mysterious, for solving the great puzzles of the past. Either way, the question of the existence of a secret society preserving the knowledge of Atlantis remains open, unresolved. It is one of those captivating mysteries that excite minds, make us search for answers, explore, build hypotheses, fantasize, dream, and who knows, maybe someday in the distant or not so distant future, the veil of mystery will be lifted, and we will finally learn the truth about Atlantis, about its fate, about its legacy. But for now, we can only make assumptions, study facts, analyze legends, and hope for new discoveries that may shed light on this ancient, exciting mystery. And so, our fascinating journey into the world of Atlantis' mysteries and its supposed guardians, into the world of secrets, legends, hypotheses, and assumptions, has come to an end. We have considered different points of view, touched upon ancient traditions and modern theories, but have not come to a definitive, final answer. Perhaps it doesn't exist, this one true answer, but this does not mean that the search should be stopped, that we should give up trying to solve this mystery. For it is in the search for truth that knowledge is born. It is in the process of research that we become wiser. Thank you for being with us all this time. If you liked this video, if you learned something new, if you pondered eternal questions, don't forget to like, leave your comment, share your impressions, your thoughts, your theories. Perhaps it is you, your comment, that will lead someone to the right path to solving this age-old mystery. And, of course, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new investigations, new journeys into the world of mysteries and puzzles, new discoveries and hypotheses. Share this video with friends, discuss, argue, for truth is born in dispute. Until next time.